If you are someone that struggles with an autoimmune condition, you might be wondering what the root cause of the illness is and how you can potentially treat that root cause. So let's go into some of the potential root causes that I've got here on the board that we frequently see in functional medicine and know how to treat. The first trigger is food. Food is the most common trigger and one of the easiest things to control. The two most powerful triggers are gluten and dairy. And I don't have time in this video to go over each trigger, but certainly I will in other videos. So if you have a reaction to gluten or dairy, one of the first things you should try doing is doing a paleo-style diet, or if you want to go a bit further, you can do the AIP diet. AIP stands for Autoimmune Protocol. Some people say Autoimmune Paleo, but if you investigate either of these food plans, you'll understand a little bit more about how to decrease your autoimmune symptoms just by changing your food plan. The next trigger on the list is your gut health. There are numerous things that can go wrong in the gut. The two biggest triggers being yeast overgrowth and bacterial overgrowth, or the wrong bacteria. I specifically point out Klebsiella here, and you probably have heard of Candida in the yeast category. So what are the ways to fix what's going on in your gut? Of course, nutrition matters as far as how to change your gut health, but then you've got to eradicate those biofilms and those organisms that are overgrowing or dysbiotic. And we use a lot of Biocidin. I've got a specific film, or a specific video on how to treat biofilms, so you can research that individually. The next category is mold. Mold is a huge category for many people with autoimmune conditions, and a lot of people don't even know that they have mold, have a previous exposure or an ongoing exposure. Two of the most common ones are Aspergillus and Penicillium. There are many other mold categories, but if you have mold, then you actually have to kill it inside of you. It can grow inside of you. It can grow inside of your sinuses, it can grow inside of your gut, and you can tell by doing an organic acids test. So if you've had a mold exposure in the past, doesn't matter how long ago, then you need to eradicate it with a biofilm treatment, but then you also need to remediate your home or your living environment or your working environment, wherever it is that you're being exposed to that mold. Because as long as you're being exposed to the mold, you're not going to feel better. After you've remediated, after you've killed the mold, then you actually have to detoxify it. That's the final way to get mold and its toxins out of your body. The final trigger is toxins, and while toxins are loosely used in functional medicine because they encompass so many different things, from deodorants to plastics to Teflon to all kinds of things. So I listed the broad categories of mold toxins, also known as mycotoxins, chemicals, and heavy metals. So mycotoxins, chemicals, those need to be detoxified, and metals have a special process of getting out of your body called chelation. So the overall plan to reduce your autoimmune triggers are to improve your food, to heal gut issues, to remove mold, and to get toxins out of your body through detoxification. If you want to get your autoimmunity under control, then click the link in the description to get started as a new patient in our practice.